set up about 18 months ago, a little bit more, and Tom McNamara, who's a local restaurateur, has lived on the island for, I think, about 15 years. He was very keen to do more for the local community. I think the tsunami probably made him think, like a lot of other people, take stock really about the situation, and I think he perhaps felt that local people who had some sway in the community here should get more involved than they currently were. They had a responsibility to do so. So Tom, I think, got together with a few other people and started to give some thought to how he could actually do this and how he could do something that was about investing in the future. What was the most important thing that local people could do, influential local people, that would make a long-term sustainable change to the chances of people, of local Thai people on this island.
His restaurants are just along the road here. Is this why he chose Ban Kalim School to help initially?
I think probably there is a strong link, yes. Tom actually he was already providing some kind of help and support. He was already involved with the school in a more modest way beforehand. It's probably the nearest primary school to the restaurants, and of course it's pretty near to where Tom lives. So he got a particular local stake, really.
And have you had enough donors, helpers, and coming up soon? Any more?
I'm sure no one ever says, yes, we've had enough. I think that the foundation began with some donations from individuals, principally from a small number of individuals. And what we're trying to do is to extend the interest and the responsibility, really, of people from a wider network in supporting what we're doing.
Anyone you want to particularly mention?
I think the local Rotary clubs are becoming very interested and very involved. Some of the local hotels. So we've got, in the future, near future, we've got some presentations where we'll be speaking to the district Rotary clubs here. So I'm particularly keen that the current interest from them continues.
You've got a big donation coming up on Monday evening.
Well, of course, we're absolutely delighted. Michael Chugg, who's one of the board of directors of the foundation, held a concert called Wave Aid some time ago, and we're absolutely delighted that he's been kind enough to donate the proceeds of that concert to the foundation, and it will make a huge difference.
That's what your main aims are, Kate, with what your philosophy, should we say?
Well, the foundation was set up to try to stem the flow of young people having to leave the island. Because tourism is the main industry on the island, anyone leaving secondary school without good English-speaking skills is not likely to get a reasonable paid job in the area. So too many young people are leaving Phuket and heading often for the big city. When they move away from family and friends and that social network and that support network, they're vulnerable, much more vulnerable, and of course, being young people, they often don't make the right choices. So our aim is to keep as many young people as local as possible, or give them that choice, that option. We don't want them just to go into the tourist industry. We want the standard of education to be such in English-speaking skills and also in logical thinking, problem solving, strategic thinking. These are the other skills that we teach. We want them to be able to take over more strategic roles in the island and have less of a passive role when it comes to running the island.
You're starting young here at a primary school with kids of only, 5, 6 years old up to 11?
Yes, they start at 6 and they leave at 12, so they have 6 years here. Starting young is often the best place because children, they don't have anything fossilised in their heads. They haven't already learnt poor English or mistakes in English. So we're starting really with a clean sheet here, and we're starting young simply because we think it's the best possible launch pad to get them off on the right road. The foundation is aware that as the children get older, we should consolidate the investment in their education, and there are plans in 2008, depending on the kind of support we get, to be able to follow some of the children to their next schools. So we would expand the programme to actually remain with some of the students we have now.
Do you need more volunteer teachers? I mean, I stress the word volunteer as well, yes? I mean, you don't pay the teachers, is that right?
Well, we've achieved a great deal on a very small amount of money. Comparatively, we've achieved a lot. We do need volunteers. The environment of the classroom is made much richer when we have more people in here. Obviously, we don't stream the children, and we have 108 children in school in 6 grades. Unfortunately, some of the children in grade 5 and 6 are not able to read and write in English. At the moment, we don't have sufficient people, enough teachers, to be able to take the ones who need more intensive support, or indeed, I don't like to use the word, but remedial may be a word that we can use. We need volunteers to give intensive one-to-one support to help these children to read and write.
Obviously, they have to be fully qualified, experienced teachers of English as a second language, or?
We're not necessarily looking for very experienced or fully qualified. We're looking for volunteers with enthusiasm that are, of course, absolutely above board and squeaky clean, because we have a rigorous process of checking out the teachers. We consider that every teacher is a local parent, so when you're in the classroom, you have the same responsibility as a father or a mother. So the volunteer has to be full of enthusiasm, and they also have to be extremely responsible and very aware of the weight and the burden of actually teaching children. But qualifications we're not too worried about. We can actually teach the teachers, we can teach the volunteers to teach.